and someone that you and I are very familiar with from his one season here at the University of Miami. Reese Poffenbarger goes to North Texas, guy who, as this says here, had a prolific FCS career at Albany, threw for 3,600 yards and 36 touchdowns last season, had some opportunities potentially to go to other Power 4 programs, came to Miami in January, and at the time, there was a chance that he was going to be Miami's starter. Miami was still pursuing Cam Ward. Obviously, that ended up working out pretty well for them. But this is a guy that Miami thought could play at this level. Obviously, I know we both had a chance to see him live and practice at certain points at Miami. Good arm, solid arm, good athlete. Again, not anything like TJ Finley in terms of his size, but he's a gamer.
Yeah, I like this fit. Certainly, if you're Reese Poffenbarger, you're ecstatic about this fit, seeing the production that this offense has had. With Chandler Morris last year, Coach Morris has really done a phenomenal job of getting production out of his quarterbacks. And again, this fit for Poffenbarger is perfect. Poffenbarger is one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best players in the FCS in 2023 for Albany. Led him as far as they've ever been as a program. You see some of the highlights here of his time at Albany. Dual threat passer, running, throwing, making a lot of plays. He was a basketball player in high school in that DMV area. I believe he was actually from Maryland. And he had a lot of hops, ends up going to Old Dominion, transfers to Albany, and that's when he really takes off. I saw him practice a ton at the University of Miami, so I saw him up close many, many, many times. Played garbage time, but again, the practice is when you really got to see what he could do. He's more of an arm strength guy than an accuracy guy, which is when you see him, you don't think of him that way because he's smaller, but he's very much a guy that the ball jumps out his hands, quick twitch thrower. Accuracy is good, not great, probably less than what you had with Morris last year, but the arm strength should be comparable, if not better even. And the athletic ability is there as well. Morris was a good athlete. Poffenbarger's a good athlete. Like I mentioned, basketball player throwing down dunks in high school. He can move around. He can run for yards on top of scrambling to create throws. Gunslinger mentality. He will throw interceptions. That's going to be what you're negative with Poffenbarger. He will throw picks, but he'll throw it downfield. And I think the challenge for him in this system is kind of staying on time, trusting the system that's been so productive for so many players, and doing his thing in the pocket. But when the play breaks down, that's when he can make his offensive coordinator right, because he does have athletic ability. His arm at the G5 level, I think, is going to be well above average. I mean, I know he's an FCS quarterback, but I think G5, that arm is going to be well above average. It'll play, and the athleticism is good. Experienced player, had a ton of snaps for Albany. It was relied upon to make plays for them, was the best player in the FCS in 2023, and led them to their best season. Miami's been coached up with, look, you could say this was a throwaway year because Cam Ward came and took his spot and was Heisman finalist for Miami, but he's had a lot of reps with Coach Shannon Dawson, who's going to be a Broyles contender, was a Broyles contender this year. He had a ton of reps in the number one offense in America, which was Miami this year. So he saw what that looked like. He was operating at a high level, even though he didn't play as much as of course, he would have wanted. I think this was a positive experience for him, seeing what the FBS level looks like, seeing what the number one offense at the FBS level looks like, and now transitioning into a system that is going to be tailored to his game, that is tailored to his game, but more suitable for his game. Certainly level of competition, I think, is more suitable to where he's at physically, but at level of competition where he'll be physically more than good enough for. And that playmaking instinct, you can't coach it. He makes a lot of plays in practice. He likes to scramble around, look downfield. He is not going to be a passive player. I like the fit. Certainly for Poffenbarger, you couldn't ask for a better spot given the prior production. But I think North Texas is going to like Poffenbarger, assuming he can protect the ball while still maintaining those playmaker instincts to make plays downfield.
Unfortunately, he got work against a group of 5 defense in practice at Miami too. Our Canes fans will appreciate that one. But no, I agree with you. I think the speed of the game that he was able to see with some of the caliber of athletes at Miami on the defense side of the ball that he was up against every day should make that transition for him a bit easier to North Texas.
Yeah, and again, I know Morris had probably more athleticism than people gave him credit for nationally. I think Poffenbarger, at a minimum, is going to replace that aspect of his game.